Karen Masters, Vulture Challenge, nutritional consultation. Hello Eric, it's good to see you again.
And you, sir?
Alright, so today we're going to be having a nutritional consultation. First of all, I'm just going to discuss my scope of practice with you. Here's what I can and can't do. I can give you advice on healthy eating, healthy eating habits, and what foods you can and you can and shouldn't be eating. Alright, what I can't do is prescribe diets, give you proper medical advice. That's the job of a nutritionist or a dietitian. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. Most diets are usually based off the Australian Dietary Guidelines, which is the universal standard in Australia, that is, for the way we should be eating and how we prepare foods and so forth. Okay? I have a copy here that you can keep, but I'll just go through them with you for your own benefit. Okay? So, the first one being, guideline 1, to achieve and maintain a healthy weight, be physically active and choose the amounts of nutritious food and drinks to meet your energy needs. That essentially just means eating correctly and making sure you're eating the right amount of food for your needs, which would actually be quite a lot considering you're a physical worker. Okay? Guideline number 2, okay? Enjoy a wide variety of nutritious foods from these 5 food groups every day. Okay, so the 5 food groups are, I shall show you, they are vegetables, fruits, grains and cereals, lean meats and proteins, and dairy products, okay? Here's the chart, alright, that gives you an idea of what foods you should be eating throughout the day, okay? All your foods should be balanced between this chart here, okay? Your grains should take up about 30% of your meals every day, so your breads, pastas, oats, rice, things along those lines, carbohydrates, okay? Another 30% of your diet should be taken up by vegetables, so green leafy veg, all your vegetables and things like that, okay? 20% of your diet should be lean meats, poultry, fish, etc. And that should be like your lean chicken, beef, lamb, if you've got some, okay? Also, good quality fish is a good alternative, and if you're a vegetarian, things like tofu, legumes, beans, etc. Alright? And the other 20% is split between fruit and dairy products being milk, cheese, etc. Fruits being fruits. Alright. Now, the third guideline is limit your intake of foods containing saturated fats, added salts and sugars and alcohol, okay? So avoiding your processed foods, biscuits, ice creams and things along those lines. Watching how much alcohol and sugary drinks you consume every week, because alcohol does have a high sugar content, and alcohol is actually a sugar as well, which a lot of people don't seem to know. Okay? Guideline number 4 is it's not relative to you, however, it's to encourage, support and promote breastfeeding. That's for the health of the baby and the mother. Okay? Guideline number 5, care for your food and prepare and store it safely. Now that essentially just means making sure you're cooking your foods to the right temperatures and ensuring they're done well, making sure the food is in date and not starting to turn, and when you're storing your food, make sure it's in sealed containers where nothing can get in or out, okay? And making sure that raw food and cooked food is kept separate. Understand?
Yep.
Alright, that's the Australian Dietary Guidelines. I'll let you keep that copy there. Okay. Now, the way we go through a nutritional consultation is we fill out what's called a dietary habits questionnaire. Okay? It's dead easy to fill out, but I'll go through it with you and explain each step. Alright?
Yep.
It's just a couple of questions. So, we will start with your name, which is Eric Erickson. Correct?
Edward Erickson.
Edward Erickson, my apologies. Just spell that for me, Edward.
E-D-W-A-R-D E-R-I-K-S-S-O-N.
Alright, and the date is the 23rd, 24th today. Alright, so what was your number one dietary goal, your number one goal that you're looking to get out of this?
Well, I'd like to lose 10 kilos if I possibly could over the next 6 months or so.
Okay.
I'm also need to change my diet, I suppose, because I'm worried about obesity diseases later on in life as I'm getting older.
Okay.
And there's also osteoporosis in my family, so I want to kind of guard against that as well. So a general all-round good diet will probably help that maybe.
Okay, so to re-emphasise, you want to lose 10 kilos in 6 months, and you want to make sure you're fit and healthy later on in life, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so. There we go. Okay, so next question I've got for you. Do you have any special dietary requirements? Any diseases that limit your food intake? Any allergies to any foods or any intolerances?
Nope.
Nothing? Excellent. Okay, so we have a selection of questions here that goes through the different food groups you eat per day, and I'm going to get an idea as to how much of those you eat per day. Okay, so we'll start with number 1. How many serves of vegetables do you usually eat a day? 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, or 6 and more?
I have one for my tea. I have some for my tea.
Okay, so you usually get a serve of vegetables per day?
Just one. Yeah.
Just the one, okay. There we go.
Not keen on vegetables.
Not keen on vegetables? Fair enough. All right. Second question, how many serves of fruit do you usually eat per day? 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, or 6 and more?
2 to 3, I reckon. I have a medium amount of that.
2 to 3?
Moderate amount, yeah.
2 to 3, excellent. There we go. Well, that's good. All right. Third question I've got for you, how many serves of bread and cereals do you eat a day? So bread, oats, rice, etc.
Well, I like my porridge in the morning, I like my bread and my sandwiches and stuff like that, and
Okay.
pies in the afternoon, so yeah, my bread intake's quite high.
Okay, so would you say 0 to 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 5, or 6 or more serves a day?
I would go at least 4, maybe 6 plus.
Maybe 6 plus?
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
6 plus, yeah.
No problem. Number 4, how many serves of dairy do you usually consume a day? So milk, cheese, butter, etc.
I use butter on my bread, but lots of milk in my coffee because I like my coffee. I would say that's pretty high as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So between 0 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 to 5, or 6 and more?
4 to 5 at least, yeah.
4 to 5, okay. All right. Next one is, how many serves of meat do you usually eat? Meat or alternatives, sorry, do you usually eat per day? So beef, chicken, lamb, fish,
Meat.
or
Big red meat eater.
big red meat eater?
Because
I'm
we're a
assuming you
cattle
would
farm.
be. We're a cattle farm, yes, there you go. So lots of
yeah,
steaks every day.
Yeah. Lots of
Nice.
red meat, 6 plus.
6 plus, you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. There we go. All right, so the next question is about discretionary choices. So that's talking about things like ice cream, biscuits, fizzy drinks, alcohol, chocolate, cakes, anything along those lines. Basically, tasty things that are horrible for you, okay? So, usually 0 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, or 10 plus serves per week.
A week.
Per week.
Oh, I reckon 10 plus.
10 plus?
10
No
plus.
problem.
Yeah, because I like me ice cream after my tea every night.
Who doesn't?
I like my biscuits with another cup of coffee before I go.
All right. Okay. All right. So, looking at the information we've got here, I do have a couple of bits of advice I can give you about your nutrition. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first being, start to cut down on the extras you have per week, because you mentioned you have 10 per week. Okay. As delicious as biscuits and ice cream are, I'm guilty of them myself. However, they're very high in sugar and saturated fats, which can lead to heart disease, diabetes, obesity later on in life. And if we reduce them now, we can prevent those later, and it'll also help you achieve your goal of losing 10 kilos in 6 months in the short term as well. Okay. Second piece of advice I'm going to give you is cut down on your consumption of red meat. Okay. Steaks are great. I get it. We all like a good barbecue steak. However, red meat is quite high in cholesterol, right, and can increase your blood pressure drastically. Now, I did look at the results of your fitness testing previously, and it does say you're in the stage 1 level hypertension. So we need to try and reduce your blood pressure through the amount of food you're eating, okay? So you're eating high amounts of red meat, we want to try and reduce that, or substitute it with something like fish or lean chicken, okay? Third piece of advice I can give you is to reduce your intake of coffee. Now, I understand you like your coffee. You mentioned previously that you just got a coffee machine.
Yep.
Now, I would suggest you reduce your intake of coffee because it'll reduce the amounts of milk you're drinking, thereby reducing the amount of fat you have in your diet every day, okay? The second is to reduce the amount of caffeine you're drinking, because as you know, caffeine is in coffee. Coffee is a stimulant. We want to try and keep your blood, we want to try and stop your heart rate from going quite so fast, okay? Because that'll increase your heart rate, all right? And the third is to perhaps substitute the milk with either skim milk, all right, or maybe black coffee. And if you don't want to get rid of the coffee just yet, maybe substitute real coffee with a decaf coffee instead, okay? All right, and the last piece of advice I'm going to give you is to drink more water, all right? It helps keep your kidneys flushed. It just is overall fantastic for your health. And if you are reducing the amount of coffee you're drinking per day, you're also reducing the amount of fluid you're drinking per day. So we want to try and keep your hydration levels up, especially when you're working hard on the farm, okay?
Yep.
All right. All right, so those are the bits of advice I'm giving you. I hope you've learned a little bit from your nutritional consultation today. Do you have any questions at all?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for coming and seeing me, Eric. Okay, we'll be in contact with you shortly.
Okay, thank you very much.
Not a problem.